the one and only GM, and today I'm gonna make a new tier list of the new patch. Yes, the new patch. So with the new patch, I'm gonna make a tier list. I know you guys been asking me to make a new tier list. I've been playing this game for a long time. It's been almost a year since this game came out, so my opinion on a lot of things has changed the more I played this game. So it's gonna be S, A, B, C, D. That's how this tier list is gonna work. And of course, we're gonna start with S tier first, and I'm gonna tell you guys why I put these characters in the tier they are. And yeah, so let's get started with this tier list video, okay guys? So first of all, I believe Dragunov is still one of the top characters in the game, and it's for obvious reasons. I know they nerfed him a little bit with that big overhead kick. I think it's called a 4-4, where it doesn't knock down a wall splat anymore, but it's still a really good move. And they reduced the tracking back 4-3, which is great, but overall he's still a top tier character. He still does a lot of damage. I know they nerfed down 2 a bit too, but he's still one of the best characters in the game. Still does a lot of damage, still really easy to play, you know, extremely strong wall carry. He's just extremely strong, and like he will have to get nerfed a little bit more for him to go lower on the tier list, but he's still a top tier character. He's still a complete character. He has everything. He has great heat engages. He's got like a heat, a lot of chip damage, great punishment, real easy to use. So yeah, he's still one of the best characters in the game. Let's see who else. Shahim, to me, is extremely good. One of the best characters in the game. I feel like he's pretty unbalanced. Guard break. If somebody's nice enough, they could do instant guard break. The Shoryuken looking joint. That joint is a guard break. You can't react to it. I don't care. There's people say you could react to it, but if you could react to it, you should go and try to win Evo if you could react to it. But to me, that move is unreactable. So he has that. He has a knockdown slide. He got godlike punishment. Without heat, he's OD. Down 3, slide knockdown. Like I said, down for 1, safe down for 2. Magic full combo. And heat guard break. 4-4-2. In heat into guaranteed damage. Diving punch into full combo. Like he's really strong, and he's complete. He could fight with heat and without heat, and when he's in heat, it's a 50-50 every time. Guard break, slide, running 2 into combo. He's just mad good, man. He's mad good, and he's mad annoying to fight, and his tracking is OD too. So he's one of the best characters in the game to me. He's just a complete package. He's really cheap and very hard to deal with. I think any character that can fight with heat and put you in a blender the whole game and without heat is too good. So yeah, I think he's one of the best characters in the game. Let's see who else we got in this tier list. Yoshimitsu. Yoshimitsu he's mad cheap. Flash, in heat he does way too much chip damage. Unblockables in the full combos. He doesn't really need to respect offense because of flash, and then I know the spinning move does more he takes more damage off a spinning move, but he could still do it, you know. It's just hard, man. You can't really block him because of all the chip damage and the mix-ups he gets in heat, and you really can't swing on him because of flash and stuff like that. So he's just really hard to deal with in general. He definitely needs some nerfs, and I think he's way too strong. So hopefully in the next season they'll nerf him. But like guys like this, man, that control the neutral so well and make you respect everything, is really hard. Like Dragunov and Shahim could punish the hell out of you, and then Yoshi could punish the hell out of you with flash and stuff like that. It's just really hard to fight him in an offensive game because you got to be worried about flash, and then you got to worry about his hop kick crushing jabs. You always got to be apprehensive when you pressure Yoshimitsu. It's OD. So yeah, I think he's one of the best characters in the game easily. So those are my top 3 S tier characters. Let's keep the tier list going. Let's see who else. Martial Law, obviously knockdown slide, 10 frame counter hit, heat combo with a 1-1-2 into full combo, safe 1+2 in heat into full combo. throw mix-ups, slide knockdown, magic 4, guy like neutral, a lot of plus. He locks you down with 4-1+2 in the jabs. 4-4-3, great armor. Instant parry when he does DSS and heat. Got a punch parry that reverses everything, not just punches but also kicks and everything. He's extremely good. Controls neutral. The only reason why I think Shaheem is better than Law is because Shaheem is safer than Law, and Shaheem has a guard break and Law doesn't. But if Law had a guard break, he will be top 3 in the game. But since he doesn't have a guard break, I'll put him higher. I think anybody with a guard break is OD. But yeah, Law is one of the best characters in the game. He's almost complete. So next on the list that I will put as a top tier character is Jin Kazuma. Reason why? 214 is way too effective, way too hard to deal with. His heat smash is way too good. Too much plus, hits you from half screen, tracking. His neutral was really hard to deal with down back 4, down 2, parry. His hell sweep is annoying. Punishment really good. He just really scary, man. He gets a combo off of everything, right? 4-4-2 full combo. Down 2 counter hit full combo. 4-4 full combo. And then he does 4-4 on block. You got to worry about the armor move, and he just locks you up. 4-2 is mad cheap, easy to get out of pressure with that. Also because of reversal too, you have to worry about that. So he just really good. He controls the offensive in the game because of his counter hits and his parries and everything. And then he has enough pressure to lock you down and cook you. And then his punishment is mad good too. So he's a S tier character for sure. Next for S tier, let's see. Nina Williams is super duper good, obviously. A lot of chip damage. Easy to lock you up with. A lot of plus. Heat smash is extremely good. Combos in the confirm. 4-1+2 is still one of the best armor moves in the game. Great offense. So she's just really good with heat and without heat. Her only issues is obviously you could space her out. Her range isn't that great, and she's weak to her right side. So she has a couple of weaknesses compared to the S tiers, but she's still one of the better characters in the game. So that's the S tiers right there. Let's see who else I will think will belong in S tier. If I will put anybody else in S tier, I think Brian is a S tier character. Why do I think Brian is S tier? I'm gonna tell you why I think Brian is S tier. He has taunt into he smashes OD. He does wild damage, crazy comebacks. He has unblockable guard breaks. You get hit one time on counter hit, you're dead. You're pretty much dead. His neutral is OD. He has great unparable pokes, great lows, great punishment. He's pretty much complete, and he can wild out on you when he's in heat. He's just really hard to deal with when somebody plays really well with him. Great punishment, 14 frame launcher. So I think he's a S tier character. And if he's not S tier, he's close to being S tier. And then the last character to be in S tier that I will put is Feng Wei. He's complete, back 1, safe, 10 frame in heat, down back 3 counter hit. Shoulder is OD and his heat smash is really OD. Great punishment. Kempo step is OD to control neutral. The 1+2 into that joint is OD too. So he's ham. The 4 Kempo into full combo. So he's mad good. But he has his weaknesses with blocking down back 3 and things of that nature. But he's still one of the best characters in the game. Let's go up to the A tier now, right? Next for A tier, Victor. This is a no order, by the way. Victor is super OD. Without heat, he's bearable, but he's still cheap in heat. Without heat, but what makes him so strong is his heat, man. When he puts you in heat, I know you could sidewalk in heat, but if he completes his strings, it's a mix-up between sidestepping, mashing, and standing there. So he's really hard to deal with. When you play neutral back and forth with him, his counter hits all do half damage. He has an instant parry when he does the dash joint. Like I said, heat is a vortex. 4-4 running 2 on block is free chip damage and a 50-50. He just makes you guess a lot and it's mad annoying to deal with him. He's very explosive. I think any character that's this explosive like that could just make comebacks on you and mess you up and just wild out in heat is extremely good. Who else? I'm be real with you. I used to be one of the guys that thought Lydia was bad, but she is way too good in heat. She is way too good in heat. Like without heat, she's not very good. But when she's in heat, she could literally end a match in like 5 seconds. She could literally just run through you when it's in heat. And like all her best moves just go into heat. So it's like even though she can't fight without, like she's not that great without heat. Once you hit somebody one time and she's in heat, it's kind of a wrap for you. Like yeah, you could sidestep her, but it's still a vortex. She does the unblockable, guard break high, that joint homes, and then you know. Her 4-4 2 joint in heat and her other stuff in heat break parry, heat, and armor. So you just have to eat a vortex, bro. Her punishment is mad good too. But like I said, she's not that great without heat, but she hits you one time, that's a vortex, man. So I changed my opinion about her. I think she's extremely good. Who else? Obviously, Kazuya is still super duper good. Mad easy to play now. 4-4-2, hell sweep. I think he's kind of overrated in how hard he is to play. I played a lot of scrubs. There's a lot of guys that can't really play Mishimas, but they can still play Mishimas. Down back 1-2, great punish. In heat, you know, you can heat dash and it's safe. Once he knocks you down, he's in a vortex. So he puts you in a vortex with heat and without heat. Obviously with heat, he's way stronger. But he just puts you in a vortex, man. I know he's weak to sidestep left, but he has tracking moves that you got to be careful about. And 4-4-2 be having magic tracking, so you have to be careful with that joint. So he's a really, really, really good character, and I'll put him A tier. All right, let's keep looking. Let's see who else I could put in the A tier, because I changed my opinion about a lot of characters. Y'all might not like this, but I think Steve Fox is an A tier character. Reason why: this game is an offensive game, and he could literally control the neutral in the game. He could really control the neutral in the game. Everybody wants to swing all day and go crazy. Steve Fox forces you to respect him. Forces you. Because if you just go in on him, you're going to eat a back one on counter hit. If you just sidestep and mash, he's gonna down 4-2 you. If you just get up and mash or run into him. He has a guard break in heat. He has a throw mix up in heat. He has Sonic Fang that's safe in heat, and then he gets guaranteed damage afterwards. The throw mix up, like I said, he has the get over here, the Kempo joint. So you gotta be mad careful on him. You can't block on him all day because the stuff I mentioned, the guard break, the throw mix up, and then you can't rush him down because of back one, Kempo and sway. So as you can see, he controls a lot. You can't block him and you can't rush him. So you have to play a combination of trying to be aggressive, but you also got to be careful and you can't block too much. So that's why I think he's an A+ character. He just controls the neutral too well, and you got to worry about too much. You can't sit there and block, and you can't rush him down. So you got to play a perfect Tekken against him to beat him. Obviously, he has the weaknesses where his punishment isn't that great, but he controls the way the game is. The game is an offensive game. And for somebody to be able to control that so well, I will put him as an A tier character just because of that. So he could play with heat and without heat. And that's just OD in this game. And this game is OD. Next, I think Lily is an A tier character. The reason why I think she's A tier is obviously her tracking isn't the best, but she still has Feisty Rabbit. They nerfed it. It's still mad cheap. It's still 50-50. She's still extremely explosive. Her sidestep is mad good. She crushes. Her Matterhorn be crushing mids. You know what I'm saying? Her 50-50s is OD with the back turn joint, and her rage drive is mad good. She has a bunch of moves that go into heat dash that lead into full combos. So it's really hard to fight her and control the pace with her. So that's why I think she's mad good. Great 50-50s, great punishment, a lot of moves and equal free combos. And heat, she's just really explosive, and you got to be really careful when fighting her. So to me, she is a A-tier character. Next, I will put, I think Hwoarang is A-tier. He's just too oppressive. You always got to guess against him. He's just very hard to defend against. And then his armor moves are mad good. And then he has down forward too. So he's just really hard because you don't want to pressure him all day because of his down forward two and his cheesy armor moves. And then you don't want to block all day against him because he's way too plus and he just puts you in a blender. Obviously now if you guess right, you could cook him and you could sidestep some of his strings. But it's just really scary to fight him in this game just because he can deal with people rushing him down and he could just mix you up. Like he's one of the characters that's great in 2 out of 3 because he could just stream roll you. It's just really hard to deal with him. It's extremely hard to deal with him. So I will put him A tier just because of that. That's just my opinion. I know some Hwoarang players may think, you know, he's not that good, but it's just really hard fighting somebody that's super duper good with him. That's just my opinion. Let's see who else. Reina. I'll put Reina up here. Like I said, she has her weaknesses. You know, she has to take risk when she pressures you, obviously, because her lows are mad unsafe, and then 4-4-2 is like one of those things. But it's like when she does 4-4-2 on you, you always have to guess anyway. It's always a blender. So she plays Tekken 8 perfectly. She makes you block in neutral, and you have to just be put in a blender with heat or without heat. So she gets buffed in heat, obviously, because she gets more guaranteed damage. But without heat, she's just fine. So she can control neutral really well just with one move. So I will put her really, really high because of that. Because she plays a perfect Tekken 8 game. I know 4-4-2, you can sidewalk in and out. But she's still mad good. Just because of that. Ling Xiaoyu and Elisa are 2 characters that I'm thinking about. I think I will put Elisa S tier because she could just go to chainsaws and then cook you. Like she doesn't like she's just mad cheap. So I will put her S tier. I think she's a top tier character. And then Ling Xiaoyu is also kind of questionable. I feel like she's mad cheap, obviously, but she's not as good as the characters in S tier. Because I feel like if you have something to deal with AOP, like she's not as scary. And she's one of the characters that if you really know how to fight her, she's not as OD as these guys. Because these guys, you could know how to fight him and then you could still get cooked. But she's still up there though. She's still up there. She's close to S tier. But it's just because if you know how to fight her, you know how to deal with AOP, something that constantly hits auto AOP. And the heat stuff you could just sidewalk and launch. She's not as cheap. Like if you have knowledge, you could beat her. She's still mad cheap though. I just don't feel like she's like as strong as the S tier characters. The S tier guys on S tier is just like OD. You just gotta just hold everything. You know, she could if you have matchup knowledge, you can deal with her. That's just my opinion. Alright, let's see who's next. For B tier, is there anybody else that should be an A? Nah, I think that's good for A tier. Actually, Paul Phoenix, A tier. Why? Extremely good damage, can easily come back in a match and cook you. Extremely explosive, hard to play back and forth for him. He's underrated. Good grab game, great punishment, and he's OD, constant 50-50s. He's just mad explosive and scary, so he belongs in A tier. Claudio does too, because Claudio is OD, mad safe, guy like heat smash. Extremely easy to play, great tracking. You always have to worry about him in neutral. Extremely strong. Extremely strong. For B tier, Lee Chaolan B tier. Reason why I'm gonna put Lee Chaolan in B tier is a couple of reasons. Lee Chaolan is extremely good without heat. Great punishment. Able to deal with the offensive issues in the game where people could just rush you down. But Lee makes you respect him, forces you to respect him if you play Lee well with the counter game. So Lee Chaolan forces you to respect him. just because of his counter hit game. Issue with Lee is that you have to know how to play Tekken and have great fundamentals and able to play Tekken without using heat, and that's extremely hard to do. Because he has like no heat. His heat smash is bad, and his heat is mostly used to just extend stuff, like while staying 2-3 and then heat and then full combo, or just go into heat after his moves to do more damage. But once he's in heat, he just has, just frame to get more heat or chip damage. So I put him B. He would be much higher. He would be like A+ if he had good heat. But since he doesn't have no heat and he only could fight without heat, I'll put him B. But just because he's B doesn't mean I think he's bad. I think he's really good without heat. And he's kind of like Steve, right? Steve forces you to respect him. Lee forces you to respect him. But the difference between Steve and Lee is that Steve has guaranteed 50-50s in heat and guard breaks and throw mix-ups and all that. But Lee does not. The only guard break Lee has is mistrap. And you can react to that, and that's a just frame. So that's why I put Lee here. Let me see who else. I will put Heihachi B, and the reason why is because, one, his tracking is extremely bad. Two, he has to hit you just to really put his stance into motion. And it's a lot of knowledge checks, but I feel like if you just know the knowledge checks, he isn't much of a problem. His health sweep is not really good. His neutral moves aren't the best. Like, he's really stance reliant to like really like mix you up, and he's really hit reliant. He really has to hit you. He has some cheap stuff, like his guard break. It's a 1-1-2 on the wall is cheap, but like I think he's not as good as the other Mishimas, because the other Mishimas could like just literally cook you off of Vortex and 50-50s. He has to really play neutral with you and hit you with stuff to do it. I know his damage output is high, but I just don't think he's that great. I probably have to fight somebody that's really good with Heihachi for me to change my opinion about him. But so far, I think he's all right. Let me know what you guys think. I don't have enough experience against him, but when I played, I don't think he's that great. I don't think he's that good. For B, let's see who else I could put in B, honestly. I'll put King. I'll put him in AT, honestly. King is mad annoying. Full neutral 2 is OD. His guard break, his armor chest joint is kind of broken, honestly. 50-50 throw mix-ups. His only weakness is that in heat, he's not too great. But he does too much damage, man. You got to hold a lot of stuff against him. So I'll put him A tier. He's close to S tier just because he take Half-Life off of one throw, and he just has a lot of stuff to deal with stuff, and like he's just mad strong. So I'll put him there. Let's see who else. Let's see. I think Leroy is B. A lot of chip damage, a lot high damage. Parry is OD. He makes you respect the game a lot. I think the issue with him is that he relies too much on doing chip damage, way too much, and he's really risky with his lows and stuff like that. He has to make a lot of hard reads. He has to chip you a lot with like highs and stuff like that. So he has to take big risk in neutral to beat you, but he's mad annoying, and his chip damage is really good. I think he's an underrated character. He has potential to be A tier, but I feel like he's not as oppressive as everybody else, and he's all about matchup thing. It depends on who he fights against. That's what I think. Raven, super OD in heat, but without heat, not really good. But he's like really strong in heat. But he kind of is not very good without heat. So he's kind of like Lee. He's the opposite of Lee. Like Lee is really good without heat, but not good with heat. And he's just like really not really good without heat, but good with heat. Good heat smash, a lot of chip damage, guaranteed 50-50s in heat. So you got to be careful. And once he goes in a heat, he goes up a tier. When he's in heat, he's like A+. But without heat, he's like B. So I think he's balanced. He's balanced. I think characters should be kind of balanced like that. So these guys in B are kind of balanced. Let's see who else. I'll put June in B. Mad safe, cheesy and heat. Without heat, still annoying. So I think she's mad good. And she's extremely annoying. I could see why she might be on not A tier though. And the reason why, honestly, is cause she's A tier. I can't even hold you. That character A tier. I can't hold you, man. She's mad annoying. She's good with heat and without heat. She just controls the game, half like parrying. She's just mad annoying to fight. Mad annoying. I think she's better than Asuka. She's just like annoying as hell. Cans, half-life reversals, all types of stuff, man. She's just corny. She's just corny, man. She's a corny character. She's just mad corny. I hate her. Asuka, I'll put her this because she has to take big risks reading you all the time. She's not as safe as June. Like, she has annoying stuff, but she's matchup dependent. It's like one of those things, you either wild out with her or you don't and lose. So she has to take big risks. Like, she's good. Her neutral isn't that great, but you always got to play crazy with her. So I'll put her there. I'll put Leo like B. Leo is good, but extremely slow. And she has to kind of go like she has to go ham on you. So I will put her like B. I think Jack is not that great. He's C. Is like, you know, all his stuff is like stuff that you could just sidewalk and deal with. He has to kind of go real ham on you to beat you. So I don't think he's that great. Aso Senna got nerfed a lot. Perry's like whatever. Not really that great. Nerfed a lot. Still pretty good, but you have to work too hard with her. Eddie is good, but it's one of those things. He's so risky that you just got to take risks with 4-4-3 or relax stance 50-50s that he could die for. Like, he has to just go ham, and he's a force 50-50 character, so he's good, but, you know, just too risky. Devil Jin has to go super duper ham all the time, and if he doesn't go ham, he loses. Safina's good. She's definitely better than C tier. She's annoying to deal with. Just not as good as everybody else, but she's annoying to deal with. Good chip damage, good stances. I'll put Lars C also. Mad risky. You gotta kind of go ham. And he doesn't have anything that's like, yo, this guy is mad cheap. The Bear, I will put him B tier. Reason why, the Bear, he sucks without heat. It's just that when he's in heat, he's OD. But he sucks without heat. He's too unsafe. Down back 2 launch punishable. 4-4-2 launch punishable. He has to take big risks. If you just block him a couple of times, he's kind of like Dunzo. Panda, trash. But yeah, that's it for my tier list. This is not an order. This is just my opinion. Let me know what you guys think. And yeah, this is my new tier list on the new patch. I hope you guys like the tier list and tell me what y'all think in the comments. Also, guys, follow me, FightingGM_Tekken is the Twitch. And also, this is just my opinion. This is not facts. So please don't be salty in the comments, man. Do not be salty. This is not in order neither. I think everybody is strong in Tekken 8. I don't think nobody is bad. Obviously, there's some characters that are better than others. Obviously. But it is what it is, right? So yeah, man, tell me in the comments what you think. And I'll see you guys on my next video. Peace out and take care.